So let's talk about the different methods that you might be able to use when practicing. So one, when you're playing with like one of these pads, they might be a little noisy. Okay, so what you could do is use a different type of pad. This does require some money. These are some old school pads. I've had this one since high school. Okay, so this one has two different sides to it. That one is obviously a lot more articulate and louder, but on this side it is much quieter. And I use this one when I'm actually like watching TV or something, or watching YouTube on the television. What I'll do is I'll just put this on like an old snare stand, and then I will practice along to it, or practice along with this particular type of pad. Now, another thing that you could do that does cost some money is, instead of using normal sticks, you can use the rubber tip sticks. So something like this. Whether you're playing on this type of pad or like an off-world pad, they are quieter. The only problem is they start to break at the tip right down here, and eventually like they'll fall off completely. So it's unfortunate. I haven't had any that have lasted for an extended period of time. They always end up breaking at some point. Oops, shouldn't do rim shots. Okay, so those are two methods that you can use if you want to like spend some money. However, let me show you some ways that you can do this without actually spending some money. Okay, put those sticks away. One, I'm assuming everybody has a towel. You can put a towel on your drum pad. This will damage the towel. It will make it not as soft and whatnot. But if you have like an old throwaway rag towel or something, you can use this. So depending on how many layers you put on your drum pad, it'll make it significantly quieter. So for example, here's what it sounds like normally. I'll play Float Flam Dregs, just for reference. Okay, so same thing. Okay, so not significantly quieter. That's with one layer. But if you fold it in half, just kind of toss it over it, it's significantly quieter. Okay, and then if you fold it in half again, so now you got 4 layers on it. This really works your chops. So what I will end up doing, like if I'm practicing, like watching a movie on Netflix or something, what I'll do is I'll take this keyboard stand with the tenor on top of it, I'll put it out in the room with a TV, and I'll just throw like a beach towel over it, and then I'll just sit there and like work on crossover techniques or whatever. While I'm practicing, I can watch a movie while doing that without annoying people. Unfortunately, my wife is also a percussionist or drummer, so she is totally cool with me practicing while we watch something together. So that works out great. Now, another method that you can do without having to use a towel is you can actually just play quiet. This is harder than you'd think, to play like really quiet, but it was something that I used to practice frequently. It's just like here how I crush those a little bit. So trying to develop the wrist control to be able to play really, really soft. Now, speaking of the wrist control, you can actually play with just wrists only, whether it's like knocking on a door like this. So I'm not using the fingers to roll, but I'm actually just knocking. And you can also do it like this. Ooh. That took a moment. See what I mean with the mistakes? Okay, so those are some different ways that you can practice. So you can practice quietly using the rubber sticks. You can use a different pad. You can put a towel over it. You can practice just playing soft, or you can practice with your wrists or your hands only.